the Executive Director of Human Resources and the Public Information Officer. I'm the one who's going to be doing those snow day calls, so hopefully you'll hear my voice some, right, this year. That'd be awesome. Well, I'm so glad to welcome you to Convocation 2023. Let's hear some noise. Woo! But before we begin, we're going to give some love to the Granville County Board of Education members. Here they come. That was weak, y'all. Who's excited for a new school year? Come on, let's go. Yeah. Throughout the program, we are going to be sending some prizes your way. Prizes are coming, y'all. T-shirts and stress balls are going to be flying in just a few minutes. But here's the thing. If you catch a stress ball that has a number on it, you get an extra prize. If you get a stress ball with a number, you get a gift card. And we have gift cards to all kinds of places, all kinds of amounts. But here's the deal. We are not playing football up in here. So do not tackle each other for these stress balls, y'all. Okay? All right. Are we ready for that first round of prizes? Here we go. Can they be all right? Just let me stay for the record. All right. Hey, we got more rounds coming. We got more rounds coming. Here we go. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone to please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. So our pledge is going to be led by Vice Chairman of the Granville County Board of Education, Mr. Leonard P. Sr., and then our national anthem will be sung by our very own South Granville Chorus Director, Miss Jenny Hobgood. So gentlemen, please remove your hats and we will begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last glass gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's give Ms. Hopgood another round of applause. That was amazing. And now for some introductions and recognitions. First, we're going to introduce and recognize our Board of Education, who you gave such a warm welcome earlier. We will start with our chairwoman from District 3, Ms. Glenda Williams. Mr. Leonard Peace Sr., Vice Chairman from District 4. Ms. Ethel Anderson from District 1. Dr. Helen Lindsay, District 2. And Ms. Danielle Hayes from District 5. And Dr. Taylor Frederick and Ms. Amanda Lebrecht were not able to be with us today, but we also appreciate everything that they do for us. So again, give your Board of Education a big round of applause. Also on stage, we have our senior staff, Mr. Jamar Perry, the Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction and Student Services. Mr. Bill Graham, Executive Director of Operations and Safety. Ms. Vicki Hines, our Interim Finance Director. And for the first time in this role at a convocation, Dr. Stan Winborn, our Superintendent. We are also very blessed and thankful to have some officials with us today. So we're going to start with Ms. Senator Mary Wills Bodie, if you'll stand, please. Then we also have county commissioners in attendance today. Chairman Russ May. Vice Chair Tim Karen. Commissioner Zelotes J. Commissioner Dr. Tony Cozart. Commissioner Sue Hinman. And Commissioner Jimmy Gooch. We also have City Commissioner Ron Bullock with us today. County Manager Drew Cummings. And Butner Mayor, Mr. Terry Turner. And of course, we also have with us today our dedicated and amazing school resource officers who do everything they can every day to keep us safe. If you will all please stand for us. Thank you. We also have some other law enforcement officials who do great things for our schools as well, who did not stand and need to, so please stand as well. Thank you. If you are active duty, military, or a veteran, please stand. Thank you so much for your service. Once again, we just want to thank you for coming to Convocation today, to welcome you here. We are a family, and we have always prided ourselves on being a family, and we have a lot of new family members this year. So if you are new to Granville County Public Schools, please stand and welcome to our family. It is absolutely wonderful to see you all here today. We just see so much dedication, hard work, talent, and potential in this room, and we are so excited to start this year. At this time, I would like to have Dr. Stan Winborn come to the podium to give some remarks.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night.
Well, good morning, Granville County Public Schools family. Yeah, what an amazing crowd. This is wonderful. It's so nice to see everybody here today. And I want to thank you for coming this morning, because I do know that you're chomping at the bit to get into your classrooms and into your schools and get ready. But I thought it was important for us to gather together here today briefly as a family to kick this school year off and set our focus forward. So, before we begin to start talking about our plans, I want to pause and talk about something really important, and that is you. All of you here in this crowd today. Check out this message on the screen. Remember to take care of yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. As employees of a school district, by definition, your job is to pour, and to pour, and to pour, and to pour. Am I right? Am I right? You pour your hearts, you pour your wisdom, you pour your energy and your inspiration into those thirsty minds every single day. You give and you give. So this year, as we focus forward, please take time to take care of yourselves. I know the past several years have been extremely difficult. Set some boundaries and be present at work, but be present at home. Spend quality time with your family, your friends, and your loved ones. Do things that bring you joy and relaxation. Fill your cup first so you can help fill those of others, namely our students. I mean it. This is so important because you're going to be more productive and effective at what you do if you can find this balance in your life. So please, take care of you. Deal? You got a deal? All right. Good. So once you take care of you, then we can take care of business. And our business is about children. It's all about them. So how do we go about serving them best? Well, my philosophy on leadership, on success, and our purpose can be summed up in this simple phrase: esse quam videri. Anyone seen this before? Yeah? A few of y'all? You probably have, because it's the motto of our state of North Carolina. It's our state motto. I first heard this phrase a while ago, and it stuck with me. It really resonated with me, because it encapsulates so much in so few words. Esse quam videri means to be rather than to seem. To be rather than to seem. So think about that for a second and let it soak in. It's a powerful little phrase, especially if you stop and look inward and apply it to yourself. It raises some really tough questions. Do I walk the walk? Do I do what I say, and do I act with conviction? Do I do the right thing when no one is looking? Do I put in that extra mile, that extra bit of effort? Am I focused on what is truly important, or am I more concerned with others, what others think about me? Esse quam videre, it's no joke. It's definitely something I aspire to in my own life and actions with others. So as an organization, as all of us together, how do we get there? How do we meet this high standard of being rather than seeming? Well, let's consider this quote. The real path to greatness, it turns out, requires simplicity and diligence. It demands each of us to focus on what is vital, and to eliminate all of the extraneous distractions. And I know some of you have heard this quote before. It's from Jim Collins' book, Good to Great, and he is right. He is so right. It's better to do a few fundamental things really, really well than to do a bunch of semi-important things sort of well. So what are these vital things? What are our few mission-critical priorities? What should we be focused on as an organization, as a family, as a team? What should we hold one another accountable for? Well, for starters, we have a wonderful mission and vision. Our vision reads, every student will reach his or her full potential, prepared to thrive in a changing world. And our mission, we empower every student every day. We also have a strategic plan. It was developed over several years by hundreds of people. A lot of you here in the audience today helped work on this, all providing input and ideas. And it was built around 5 priorities: academic success, health and safety, human capital management, fiscal responsibility, communication, and community. And this is our playbook. It's on our website. It's about 10 pages long. It's a wonderful resource. This is what we use to guide our work. But if you drill down into the plan a little further, there are 4 things, just 4 things I want to get specific about today that I consider vital. And here they are: safety, academics, attendance, and behavior. All of these are embedded in our strategic plan. I've chosen to pull these out today because for me, and for all of us, they are the key vital things to our success as an educational organization. First, safety. Y'all, this is number 1 above all else. Bottom line, no questions, no doubt. I want to be very, very clear about that today. This is our number 1 priority. Can I please ask all of our SROs and partners in law enforcement, and I think Creedmoor PD was in the house too, I'm not sure if they're in the back, but I want everybody in law enforcement, please stand and hold your applause for a second. Please stand if you're in law enforcement. These dedicated men and women literally put their lives on the line for us every single day. They work long hours and difficult conditions to protect and serve. And I, for one, am grateful for their service and commitment to our community, and most importantly, to our schools. So I want to give you a special thank you. You may be seated. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our Board of Education and the Board of Commissioners. Working together, these 2 groups of elected officials, public servants, are committed to safety. And we together are aggressively seeking additional resources to fully fund the goal of having an SRO on every campus, every single campus. So we're committed to that, and I'm hoping we can make that work this year. So thank you to both of these boards. You know, we have some very special people here working on safety, but make no mistake, y'all, no mistake about this. Safety is the responsibility of every single person in this room. It requires us to be vigilant and aware, to practice and follow our processes. We also have got to work with our students and our families, and really anyone in our buildings, about our motto of if you see something, say something. Can I hear you say that with me? If you see something, say something. One more time. That's simple. It starts with that. And this happens through building relationships and trust with one another. It's the foundation of holding one another accountable and safe. So please, I implore you, make this a priority above all else. Keep your doors closed and locked. Use our metal detectors and screening systems regularly. Follow the procedures. Practice your drills. Stay aware and listen to one another. If you see a stranger on your campus, say something. Tell someone. Let the staff know immediately. Keep the lines of communication open within your school campus and with the district office. Do all these things, but also insist that your colleagues do them as well. Because we got to work together. We've got to hold each other mutually accountable. And if we do that, we can all be safer together. All right, our next priority, academics. Obviously, I hope you all know this is a big one, right? When it comes to academics, there are three things I want you to remember: what we teach, how we teach, and literacy. What we teach. Can anyone here today, in the audience, this is not a rhetorical question, tell me what we teach here in Granville County Public Schools? What? Who over there? Who said that? Who said standards? Get that lady a t-shirt. Seriously. Austin, right there in the red, get her a t-shirt. The standards. Say it with me. Right? We are obligated to teach the North Carolina Standard Course of Study. And we do that using our locally adopted curriculum, which has been approved by DPI. Period. Full stop. That's what we teach here in Granville County Public Schools. And we, teachers, you know we have amazing resources for this. Our one-stop focus site is where you can find all of the information you need about what we teach within 3 clicks. So if you haven't bookmarked that, make sure you do. Next, when it comes to academics, number 2, we need to focus on how we teach. We have an instructional framework in Granville County Public Schools that everyone is expected to follow. It's wonderful. And it's based on the idea that every lesson should be planned with specific components included. Lessons should be engaging, rigorous, and differentiated to meet the needs of our kids. We believe that good instruction does not happen by accident, but through preparation and planning. Finally, when it comes to academics, we have to talk about literacy. Elementary educators, where are you? Give me some shout out. Come on, elementary. Elementary, that's right. Why am I calling you out? That's right. You, elementary teachers, you deserve some huge praise. You've just completed your first year of letters training. That's right. Come on. That's huge. That was a lot of work, a very heavy lift. And for those of you that don't know, LETTERS is an acronym, and it stands basically for this new effort that the state is putting out. So all elementary teachers across the state are trained in the science of reading. And I am convinced that this has and will make a difference in how we teach reading, improve literacy, and prepare our students. So one more round of applause. Hats off to elementary teachers. All right, next, attendance. Yep, this is part of the COVID hangover problem that we're facing. And it's not unique to us. Districts across the state and country are really struggling with this, and we've got to get a handle on it. Last year, our attendance rate was 86%. Yeah, 86%, y'all. That's terrible. Think about it. Do you think kids coming to your class 86% of the time are going to do well? Yeah, that's like missing almost 1 or 2 days every 2 weeks. So we got to do a lot better. It needs to be at least 95%, and that's my goal for this school year, 95% attendance rate. We just can't move these test scores and student achievement forward unless we get our head and arms wrapped around this and get this under control. Last year, we had nearly 1,000 students who missed more than 30 days of school. Think about that. Yeah, that's tough. It's terrible. I can hear you talking. I mean, that's a sobering number. We've got to change that. And again, this is nothing unique to our district. My colleagues from around the state are reporting the same problems. And it's all related to what happened before. So what are we going to do about this? Well, thanks to our Board of Education, who this summer stepped up and took the initiative, they took the first step. They have revised our attendance policy and given us more authority to enforce consequences. That's right. They've given us more authority to enforce consequences for that chronic absenteeism, but they've also given us a directive to incentivize and reward those students who have good attendance, right? So in working with our Student and Family Services Department, we're going to be making referrals for truancy. We will be, using strict guidelines. We'll also have an attendance committee, which is finalizing recommendations for each grade span for student consequences and rewards, as I said, related to attendance. So those are going to be shared with you all soon. So thank you, Board. Finally, the last item of focus for this school year is student behavior. Again, another bit of a hangover from COVID. The good news, though, is that the data is showing improvement from 2021 to the 22 to 23 school year. So if you look across the district at all of our disciplinary data, you're going to see that everything is trending down, with the exception of long-term suspensions, which is kind of flat. But the total number of infractions, down. Number of short-term suspensions, down. Fights, down. So on and so on and so on. However, y'all, we are still far from where we need to be. The behavior of our students must improve. Our expectations of them must rise. Accountability and consequences for their actions must be made clear, and we need to be consistent in how we enforce those rules. And we must also teach and model and incentivize the good behavior we want to see in all of them. Our new code of conduct with revisions for the 23-24 school year is out, and so is our parent-student handbook. And we urge every school, if you haven't already, make sure you develop and follow your behavioral matrix. right? You know what I'm talking about. The ground rules for your school. Make sure that's in place. And that's going to provide clear guidelines for the staff and the students. So there's consistency and support to incentivize the good behavior, but also give those consequences when they're not being appropriate. So lastly, we all know about one huge area of concern, right? Whew. Yeah, you guys live it. I know you do. It's a battle. It's a struggle. Cyberbullying, inappropriate use of videos, social media. I mean, it's just getting worse and worse, especially for those adolescents, those middle school age kids struggling with this. Once again, thanks to our Board of Education, we have a new revision to our cell phone policy. And this now prohibits the use of cell phones in middle schools during the instructional day. And that's always been the case for elementary. So we have this new motto for elementary and middle. And it says, off and away all day. Can I hear you say it? Off and away all day. That's right. So let's walk that walk, okay? We need to enforce that. For high schools, it's still the same, but their motto is going to be off and away during class every day. Let me hear you say it. There you go. There you go. Perfect. I hope this will send a strong message about how serious we are in protecting the instructional school day. So there you have it. Those are our 4 areas of focus, guys. Safety, academics, attendance, and behavior. 4 things. Let's all agree today that if we focus on these vital areas and we each do our part, we're going to have a super successful school year. But also, remember, when it comes down to it, everything we do should be about the individual child. Take a look at this meme, and I'll read it for those of you in the back maybe that can't see it, but it says, I am not a test score. I am not data. I am not labels stuck on me by others. And this is a good reminder because we can kind of get caught up in depersonalizing this when we talk about all these challenges and things that we're working on. But it comes down to one simple fact. These are individual children that we are serving. And every student in our communities, in our schools, every single one of them deserves what we all want. What each and every one of you want for your own children or your grandchildren or your nieces or your nephews or any child that you care about in your life. We want them to be safe. We want them to be happy. And we want them to be loved. And we want them to be treated with respect. We want them to master the fundamental skills they're going to need to be successful in life. And we want them to have opportunities to find fulfilling and meaningful careers as they continue their next steps after walking across our graduation stages. So together, we're going to do just that moving forward. Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to introduce Ms. Glenda Williams, Chairwoman of the Granville County Board of Education, to bring remarks. Ms. Williams.
Following Stan Winborn's not fun. Good morning. I'm sensing a lot of excitement in this room. In fact, if I hadn't known better, I would have thought I was at maybe a Duke Carolina game. A lot of excitement, a lot of energy, and that's good to see. The countdown is on for our students to return to schools. On behalf of the Granville County Public Schools Board of Education, many of whom are with us today, we say welcome and welcome back. Our board is super excited to be here with you today to kick off the 23-24 school year. We love this year's mission, focus forward. But the elephant in the room is the big task ahead of us in moving our students forward. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. What you do for students every day, one day at a time, will move them forward. Our bus drivers, our cafeteria workers, teacher assistants, teachers, principals, administrators, maintenance staff, support staff, and the Board of Education will all have to work together to move Granville County Public Schools forward. I am quite certain that a lot of information will be shared with you as we prepare for the new school year, and more will be coming. There are times when you will feel overwhelmed. In Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, one of the habits is sharpen the saw, and this goes along with what Dr. Winborn was just talking about. What it means is that you must preserve and enhance the greatest asset you have and that we have, and that is you. We all need a balanced program for self-renewal in the 4 areas of our lives: the physical, the social-emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. It will be very important for you to take care of yourself and be deliberate in carving out that time to sharpen your saw. Another way to manage stress is to always keep your sense of humor. Humor reduces stress. Sometimes it might be us laughing at ourselves. An example of mine would be looking for my reading glasses when they're perched on top of my head. I'm sure some of you have that problem too. Group humor can often take the tension away. Most of us remember when we were there with another person or group, when we got to laughing and couldn't stop and really didn't even remember why. Years ago, in the Stone Age, when I was teaching a 5th grade class, I had a student who had quite an absentee problem, sort of like Dr. Winborn was talking about. She missed what seemed like 2 to 3 days every week. I would cover some more recent events in American history each week and give extra credit questions on my history test. One week, we talked about the moon landing and listened to a recording of the event. My extra credit question was, what did the man say when he first stepped on the moon? Most of the students had the quote, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," or something pretty close to get those 2 points of extra credit. But this student was absent that day when we listened to the recording. But God bless her, she did attempt to answer the question. What did the man say when he first stepped on the moon? Her answer was, and I quote, "I'd rather be on Earth." I still laugh when I think of it, and many other examples, but many of us here today have a wealth of examples of student humor. They can entertain us even when they can be aggravating. The Granville County Board of Education has many functions, but one I want to focus on today is that of supporting our educators and staff. We want you to operate in a supportive environment and always feel empowered to reach out for any help you need. We know the many challenges and demands on your time. Our teachers and staff are important, and you have our support. Many of the decisions we make as a board always concern how changes affect our teachers and staff, and that is always an important consideration for this board. I want to share briefly with you a presentation to our board a few months ago. It was from a J.F. Webb High School band student. She requested the Granville County Schools find funds for new uniforms for their band. She walked in showing us the condition of her uniform. The uniform had needed replacing for some time. The board listened to this request, and our administration looked into the situation. not only did the Webb Band get new uniforms, but also we were able to do the same for South Granville and Granville Central. Yeah. And that request didn't stop there. In addition, we were able to make some improvements in equipment needed by our choral programs. Never be afraid to ask. That is not to say that every request can always be funded, but feel free to share with your administrators the needs you see. We appreciate each of you here and wish you the best year ever. We want you to keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep moving forward. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Miss William. And now members of our senior staff are going to be going into the crowd and helping you guys make some noise. When they call your school's name, make sure you're loud because it's time for prizes. Woo! All right, Mr. Perry, who you got over there?
Granville Central Ball Down! Let's make some noise! Yeah! Let's hear it at the West Oxford Owl!
Miss Cogdill, turn around. Let's hear it for West Oxford. There you go.
On the street, did my time, took my chances.
All right, Miss Hines, who do you have?
All right, let's hear it for the GC Holly Hornets.
Come on, Falcons, let's do it! Let's do it! Let's do it! Hey! Make some noise!
All right, Mr. Graham, who you got?
Let's hear it for the South Granville Vikings.
All right, Miss Hines.
All right, let's hear it. The small but mighty Granville Academy Pirates.
Are the Mustangs in the house? Are the Mustangs in the house? Come on, Mount Energy Elementary!
All right, Wilton, let's hear it for the Wilton Wildcats.
All right, next up, let's hear it for the Tar River Terrapins.
Northern Granville Middle School! It's a night there! It's a night there!
It's time for the Principal of the Year and the Butler STEM Bulldogs.
All right, next up, we have the CG Cradle Cup.
Stonewall Shaw. Is Stonewall Shaw in the house? There they are.
All right, next up in the house, we've got the JF Web Warriors.
And let's not forget all the folks that make it work for all of you, the people from Central Services.
And we cannot forget that our Granville Early College High School Spartans could not be here with us today because they are already in school. So let's hear it for our Early College Spartans. Now, we are so excited to have our Granville County Principal of the Year from Butner STEM Elementary, Dr. Charmaine DeHagey.
Good morning, Granville County Public School family. If you notice, I refer to everyone as family. This is my #1 practice at Butner STEM Elementary. I wholeheartedly believe that this one practice has led to the success of Butner STEM Elementary School and to my success as an effective leader of change. I'm nervous, y'all, excuse me. And this practice has led to me getting the honor of the Granville County Public School 2023 Principal of the Year. An educational quote by the late great Rita Pearson is the philosophy that I live by. Every child deserves a champion, an adult who would never give up on them, one who understands the power of connection and insists they become the best that they can be. Every child deserves a champion. Believe it or not, but in most cases, parents send us the best that they have each day. Regardless of a child's academic and social abilities, everyone in this auditorium owes it to them to always be a champion in their corner and to build lifelong relationships. Never speak negative over a child's academic abilities because all students can and will learn when they know that you care. To all school-based leaders and district leaders, remember that we owe it to our staff to be the best that we can be and to encourage them to continue to grow in the profession so that Granville County Public Schools can and will be ranked as the best district in the state of North Carolina. Have a fun, awesome, and fabulous school year.
Let's hear it again for Dr. DeHagey. And now we are going to hear from Wilton Elementary School, our Teacher of the Year, Miss Lakeisha Bullock.
This is my fight song. Take back my life stress balls. Okay. Good morning, Granville County. It's an honor to stand before you this morning as Granville County Public Schools Teacher of the Year. I'm not just the Teacher of the Year, but as one of the biggest supporters of this wild and wonderful journey we call education. Now let's be real for a second. Teaching isn't always rainbows and butterflies. There are days the copier messes up, the Wi-Fi gives you a hard time, and well, there's always that one student, the one that keeps you on your toes. But these are the very challenges that defines us as educators, testing our patience, creativity, and determination. We are a team. We've heard that a lot today. Here to support one another. So when you find yourself buried under a mountain of papers to grade or overwhelmed by professional developments, remember, your team is right there beside you, ready to lend a hand. Just as we teach our students about social and emotional learning, it's crucial that we nurture our own well-being. Find time for relaxation, laughter, and those small moments that will recharge your batteries. Here's to a year filled with lessons that will light up minds and friendships that make this educational journey all the more rewarding. We've got this, Granville County. Let's make this a great year.
Let's hear it again for Miss Bullock. Thank you, both Dr. DeHage and Miss Bullock. We are so proud to have you in our district. Appreciate your leadership and your dedication to our students. And now we're going to hear a little bit about some money, right? Some money, yeah, from the Granville Ed Foundation. So let's have Miss Jennifer Cafalo and Mrs. Caroline Burnett, President of Granville Ed Foundation, and Jennifer's the Director of the Granville Ed Foundation, to bring some remarks.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jennifer. I am the Executive Director of the Granville Ed Foundation. If you guys do not know about us, our mission is dedicated to enhancing student performance in our Granville County schools. We raise money throughout the year through 3 major fundraising events to give right back to you. Our fundraisers are the Pig in the Raffle, the Spellabration, which is an adult spelling bee, and the Arts in Bloom Gala, where your students create art that we donate and silent auction off. Miss Staten over there has helped us a lot on that one. So our next fundraising event coming up is Pig in the Raffle. That is going to be on September 19th. If anybody is interested in tickets for that, just reach out to the foundation. But at that event, we raffle off items all valued at $100 or more. So last year we had over 70 items in that event. Last year, in the 22-23 school year, Granville Ed gave over $213,000 back into our Granville County schools. That is our biggest year ever. One of the main ways that we give back to our students and our teachers is through our grants, and Caroline's going to share with you a little bit about our grants.
Good morning, Granville County Public Schools. My name is Caroline Burnett. I am the president of the Granville Ed Foundation this year. I'm also one of 7 of your district court judges, so I see a lot of your students sometimes, and I'll see a lot of you out in the community. The best part of my role is I am the proud parent of a 23 alumni of the J.F. Webb High School. And I have a rising senior at the J.F. Webb High School. Grants sound intimidating. I know they sound intimidating to all of you all, but they are not. Think outside the box. Think about that one thing that you've always wanted to do with your kids, but you just didn't have the resources to do it. That's what we're here for. We are here to give you money, period. Bottom line, end of story. I have seen firsthand through my kids, I was going to bring it today, but it was really ugly, so I couldn't. Ophelia Staten at JF Webb won a grant, and we had a potter come to JF Webb High School, and my children, both of them, got to participate and made cups. They got to make them, they got to fire them in the kiln, they got to decorate them, and my son's was really, really ugly, so I kept it at home. So I have it displayed. My daughter's was pretty. My son's was really ugly. How many teachers in this room have received a grant from the Granville Ed Foundation? Stand up. We need to see you. This year, we have 3 grant periods. We usually only have 2 grant periods, so I want everybody to know the first grant period is in September the 1st. September the 1st, the second is going to be October 20th, and the third will be January the 12th. On this cute little flyer that you have at the bottom is the QR code. You scan that QR code, that will take you to our website with all of our grants. We have 4 grants that we give. The Leela Eaton Creative Teaching Grant, that is for a specific program with measurable outcomes. You can get up to $1,500 with that grant. The Experience Grant, which is taking children outside the classroom or bringing someone into the classroom, $1,500 for that grant. The Performing Visual Arts Grant, it supports music, theater, dance, visual arts, or performing arts, $1,500. I know that our band director from Granville Central and our band director from JF Webb, I don't know if South Granville, they've all gotten lots of money for their band programs, which I hear all of them are rocking this year. So Success Through Technology, that's a specific program that gives us active learning with measurable outcomes, and with your technology grants, you can receive up to $4,000. Dr. Wimburn also talked about literacy incentives. The Granville Ed Foundation gives $1,000 to each of our elementary schools, which is $11,000 per year for literacy incentives. And we're also in the process of forming a teacher support committee in conjunction with the Granville County Public Schools to help in any way we can through connections for teachers, living arrangements, and personal needs. I know we have a lot of teachers here, so we're going to have that committee soon with Granville County Public Schools to help support you. We are here for you. We are here for your kids. September 19th, pick in a raffle. Come on out, help support, and we will have a great time. Let's have a great year, Granville County Public Schools.
Thank you again so much to our speakers. Are you ready for one more round of prizes? Yeah. Do not forget, if you catch a stress ball with a number on it, there are tables in the cafeteria because you get gift cards if you've got one with a number on it. So everybody stand up. Let's go. Get some prizes. I'm seeing stress balls on the floor. Let's pick these up, y'all. Make sure people in the middle get some.
A celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Celebration.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Have a good time.
Thank you. We are so glad that you are all here with us today. We so appreciate you. And one more time, give it up for Dr. Stan Winborn.
All right. Thank you again to our speakers today. So proud of our Principal of the Year and our Teacher of the Year. Give them another bit of love. Come on now. Wonderful. And Granville Ed Foundation, thank you for being here and all that you do for our children. We definitely appreciate it. One final round of love for our Board of Education. Let's give it to them, guys. You know, we need to remember that these folks are elected officials and they are public servants, and they do all that they do from the love in their hearts for our children. So we're very fortunate to have them. I'm going to end today with this phrase once again, esse quam videre. So let's hear you all say it. When I say esse, I want people on this side to say esse, quam, videre, videre. Are we ready? Esse, quam, videre. Woo, that's right, that's right. There you go. Seriously, let's let that phrase serve as a constant test and reminder for us all, okay? Let's all strive to be rather than to seem, because we have some work to do before we get there. You can count on me to be there with you. This is our family, and together we're going to have a fantastic year. So I'll see you in your schools soon. Class dismissed.